re-wicked, so it's not great right now.
That's unfortunate.
Just John Wicked.
That's right.
No, not even John Wicked.
Not even John Wicked.
No. Ow, my belt is fucking stabbing me in the tummy.
I hate when that happens.
Well,
Happens to me all the time too.
I'm
I hate when
really,
your belt stabs Hollow in the tummy too.
Yeah.
Your belt's a dick.
I'm really mad. I had a belt that I've had since I was like probably 16, and it broke like a week or two ago, and I had to buy.
It's all that manliness. It's uncontrollable.
Yeah.
It just breaks everything. It breaks your belt.
You know the metal part that like you put it through and then you put it through again, but the first part that has like the little like dick that goes into the hole.
Yeah, your dick broke that dick.
I went to like put my belt on, and the metal just kind of like disintegrated in my hand that was keeping it together, and I was like, oh, I guess time for a new belt. And this new one has two little prongy things that go into it, and every once in a while I miss one of the prongy things, and it stabs me in the tummy. It sucks.
Don't miss the prongy things. Don't do that.
It sucks hard.
Oh.
Oh.
Yep.
All right, you guys ready to start?
Yep.
I guess so.
You guess so?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 194 of the Game of Death podcast. I'm your host Chris. With me tonight we have Hollowblade.
Dude, we're gonna have to do 200 soon.
Yeah, 206 episodes.
Is it, what does it say, 190, 196?
This is 194.
194?
Who's playing video games? I can hear clicking.
Caleb.
Totally
Caleb.
Chris.
He's playing Bloodborne.
That's Chris.
Caleb.
Caleb, are you in fact playing Bloodborne?
I hear somebody else playing something. And it's not me. Well, now it's stopped because they know.
No,
They know.
I'm honestly not doing anything but sitting here hosting a podcast.
Is it Hollow playing Diablo 3?
Of course.
Yeah. See?
I'm playing my new favorite class of all time, the Witch Doctor.
Oh, and Caleb's here, guys. If you didn't catch
Oh, am I here? I didn't even know that I was here. I should probably... Oh, geez, I gotta get ready.
Nobody knew.
I'm here.
He's actually playing Bloodborne.
it. Yeah.
I'm actually not playing Bloodborne.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm playing Dark Souls 2.
I knew it was...
Nobody.
I definitely knew that you were playing either Bloodborne or Dark Souls, because the only time you can hear Caleb's controller is when he's like trying to dodge roll out of the way of shit.
It's the only thing that I can play that lets me also talk and do things. Because if I'm doing any other game, it's like, you gotta watch this cutscene and you gotta pay attention and things like that. Whereas Dark Souls is something I can do with my hands without focusing too much on like people talking or anything. I can just like let myself go.
Why don't you guys just podcast?
Because it's nice to have something to do with my hands. That's why I have a fidget cube.
Go to the chat room and talk to John.
John, come back. Is John here? I guess John's always here.
John, no.
Oh no, we might have John on for a little bit next week because it is his birthday.
Yeah, John. No.
But that's only if he shows up tonight. If he doesn't show up
Only if he
tonight.
shows up tonight. Did he show up tonight?
Yeah,
He better show up tonight.
If he doesn't show up tonight, then he doesn't get he doesn't get an invite.
Damn.
Yeah, John's here.
Damn,
He said,
John.
"Yo, dude."
Yo, dude.
Yo, dude?
Yo, dude.
Yo, dude. Yogi, dude.
No Yogi. So what's
Why
going on,
not?
guys?
Yogi, no.
Yogi, no.
Dude, I want to play. I want to finish Final Fantasy X. I want to play Kingdom Hearts 2.8 or whatever. But fucking Diablo, man.
Fucking Diablo.
Fucking Diablo, I can't stop.
They all say.
Yeah. This Witch Doctor build is so much fun.
I'm gonna have to build that Witch Doctor build on PS4 and see how it plays.
Oh, dude,
You run
you're
around
gonna
with a
have a
chicken?
blast.
I watched
It's-
videos of it last night.
It's like a Ferrari. You just go so fucking fast, and you just ignore everything, and you only kill what you want to kill,
Oh.
and then you just go faster. and then you kill some more shit and you go fast again. Oh god, it's the best.
Is
It's
it the
just
best?
Gotta go
It's
fast.
it's just the best.
It's just the best. That's what they say.
We
So what's
did.
going on with you?
Um,
What's that?
I played Resident Evil 7 Saturday.
Yes,
You
did you
played.
and Caleb
He played
did
all
it
of Resident
together.
Evil.
I
7.
played all of Resident Evil 7 Saturday. I picked that. I had gotten that game delivered. I think it was Thursday. I got the game. I didn't get to touch it that day. I talked about that last week on the podcast. And I started playing Saturday in the morning.
Oh,
And
Chris, no. Just keep doing that.
Just do it the whole time.
Let's just do it the whole time.
Yeah.
Go on.
and I was really really freaked out. I was playing with Dawn was next to me, and I was playing it, and the game was scaring the shit out of me.
Which is
to
good.
be honest, which is good
it
but
was
bad
good.
at the same time.
Why?
Because I didn't want to play anymore. I was like actually having
Okay.
anxiety playing the game.
Okay, but the first few Resident Evils were scary.
But not
Yes.
that. But this is like, I like survival horror games that are survival horror that aren't run away from things and feel helpless and just die instantly. I don't like games like that.
That's this game?
The beginning of this game is very much that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that reminds me of what was that game that came out, the horror game that you played during
Evil
your
Within?
24-hour stream? Yes, Evil Within. The beginning of that game was terrifying.
I do love Evil Within. I should try that. I should play the game again.
Evil Within's not as bad as this. It's very much
No.
the very beginning of this game is very much Alien Isolation.
Okay.
Um,
That one.
But then once you
That
start to
game.
get, once the game opens up more and you start to like probably like an hour into the game, because Caleb wasn't there for the first hour of the game. Caleb showed up, I think, right after I had met the family.
Is this the day Caleb got retardedly stoned?
No,
This was the day I had an acute onset of dysentery, and I'm not even joking. Like
I
it
remember
was
you
terrible.
were yes, I remember you were telling us about this.
Yeah, I came down with some kind of horrifying sickness.
So then
like
you went to watch more horrifying things.
Well, it was around noon on Friday when I got sick, and like I had to stay home from work, and I was in like intense pain, and I was just like watching Let's Plays on my phone because like I was in so much pain, I literally couldn't really do anything, and I was just trying to stay focused on something. So
Damn.
like that's why I was like, hey Chris, like play some games so I can watch and shit. And then I just did commentary while he played through the whole game.
yeah.
That's no joke.
Um,
Damn,
So
son.
Resident Evil 7, like I said, it started out, and I did not enjoy it. I was really mad at the game. I was like, if this is what this whole game's gonna be, like it felt like an Outlast clone. I was like, if this is what the whole game's gonna be, I'm out. Like, waste of $35. I'm never gonna play this game. This is boring as fuck. And then the game turns into Resident Evil. Like, you start getting weapons, lots of puzzle solving and stuff, but it plays like Resident Evil in first person, and it's amazing. Like, as the game evolves, it becomes more and more and more and more and more Resident Evil-like. And by the end of the game, like, well, it was almost 1:30 in the morning here. Took me 8.5 hours to beat it, basically one sitting. And by the end of the game, I was like, I want more of this game. And that's something else that's the one thing that rubbed me wrong about the game was it felt too short.
Isn't there like a crap load of endings?
There's
There's
two.
two.
Oh, that's not a crap load.
No, it's not
That's
bad.
that's the opposite of a crap load.
And there,
It's the
and
opposite of crap load.
I watched
Kill
the
it.
one that I didn't get, and it's not that different than the one that I did get.
Ah.
That's actually really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you did enjoy it though, so like
I did very much enjoy it.
You'll be okay if Capcom continues this style of Resident Evil.
No,
fuck it up. No,
Me and Caleb talked about this right after I beat the game, like while the credits were rolling.
Yeah, like it's a really good take on Resident Evil, and it makes for a really good game. I just don't think you can continue to build an entire franchise on that type of gameplay style. It's almost like a one and done type of style is the thing. Like they did another one exactly like this. I feel like most of the magic would already be gone, and it just wouldn't be the same. It'd be like Amnesia 2, A Machine for Pigs, which is not a great game.
Oh, because they just recycle the same mechanics over and over and over again. Okay.
Like Resident Evil does. But the other mechanics had more staying power because they kept it fresh with different styles and like. But this is like, it's like, what else can you do with this? Is the thing. The answer is I don't know if there is.
But the ending leaves so many questions. I won't spoil it here. And aside from the stuff that happens at the very end of the game, this game could have been called something completely different. It did not need to be called Resident Evil at all.
But it does happen in the Resident Evil universe, correct?
It does.
Yes, but you don't know that. Like you honestly,
really? Like you wouldn't know that.
You would not know that until the ending movie starts to play.
You would know it maybe like halfway through the game if you were super up on your Resident Evil lore. Right. Is the thing.
Yes. But
there are hints and things, but like most people wouldn't realize the connection until the very end.
Right. And the end opens up like without spoiling anything, the ending opens up a bunch of questions for the hardcore Resident Evil fan of, well, is it a reboot? Is this a continuation of everything that's already happened? Because there is a giant weird twist thing at the end that is as a Resident Evil fan I went, wait, what? And
it's a little strange.
It's very strange. I thought it was very, very strange. But overall, Resident Evil 7 was a good game. I want it to be longer. I'm really excited for the free DLC that's coming. I'm half tempted to pick up the season pass.
I still don't have my copy of Tales of Berseria, or whatever the fuck it's called.
You
but
serious?
It's coming, right?
No, I haven't updated. I'm gonna call them tomorrow again, and actually this time I'm gonna start complaining so they can maybe try to get them to get it to me for free. Like you always seem to get your way and get shit for free.
Here's my question: are you a Prime member?
Yes, I am.
All right, so this is what you do. I'm gonna give everybody that's listening can get a 101 course of dealing with Amazon customer service. If you're a Prime member and you call, and you pre-ordered the game while you were a Prime member, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Do you just yell at them, I'm a Prime member, bitch?
No.
You're just like...
No. What you say to them is, listen, I pre-ordered this game as an Amazon Prime member. I'm guaranteed same day release day delivery on most games. This game has, for some reason in your system, a launch day of 2018. This game came out whenever the fuck it came out. I should just cancel my Prime membership because this isn't the first time you have done this to me. Make sure that you let them know this isn't the first time they've fucked up an order and threaten to cancel your Prime membership.
Really?
Yes. And once you threaten to take away that $100 recurring every year, they're usually a little bit nicer and they give you some shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I got... When the debacle happened with my Pokemon Sun and Moon, I got 4 copies of Pokemon Sun and Moon for free, as well as $50 Amazon Prime credit.
What?
Yeah.
I want 4 copies of Tales of Berseria. I don't know what I would do with it, but I want 4 copies of Tales of Berseria and $50 Amazon Prime money.
Give us all one.
Well, yeah. I returned one to GameStop and they gave me cash for it without a receipt, which was weird. One went to me, one went to Dawn, and one went to my brother-in-law for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah. But the Pokemon Sun and Moon thing was completely and totally like a special thing. I had called them like 3 days before because my shipping day got changed, and I was like, "This is coming on release day, correct?" And they were like, "Yeah, don't worry, it's coming on release day. We had a computer malfunction, blah 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 blah." And I called them back and was like on Thursday and was like, "This is definitely coming tomorrow, right?" And they were like, "Yes, if it doesn't come tomorrow, call us back." And I called them back on Friday when it didn't come, and they were like, okay, it's available for same-day shipping, so just place another order for it, get same-day shipping, and you'll have it today. And I went, okay, cool. And then that shipment never came that day, so when I called back on Saturday, I was kind of a dick.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're sorry, keep the games, we'll refund you for all the copies of the games that you have purchased, don't worry about it. And I'm like, but this isn't the first time this has happened. The lady was like, I'm going to reimburse you for both games onto your credit card, and I will reimburse you for 2 of the games on your Amazon account. So you'll have like $50 Amazon credit as well as the $106 back in your account. And I was like, okay, thank you.
I want $50 Amazon credit. I want $50 in my account.
And then I use that to buy movies on Amazon.
I want movies on Amazon. Actually, no, I don't want movies, but I want more games.
So yeah, that's all you got to do. If Amazon's really fucking up and you're a Prime member, all you have to do is threaten to cancel your Prime membership. Make sure that it is not the first time that it's happened. It's not the first time you've called. Don't be like, oh, this happened. This isn't the first time it's happened, because they keep track of it. So if this is the first time you're calling, don't be like, oh, this has happened to me multiple times. I've had to call multiple times. Don't.
I always have to call them if I want to cancel something because their system just doesn't work. Like every single thing I need to cancel or change on my account, I always have to call them or text them or do something because these motherfuckers' system don't work. And obviously,
well, their system's really shitty because even the you were like, wait, Persona's still coming out in February, and I was like,
yeah,
nah, that's like April. And you were like, look. And I was like, oh, yeah, look, mine still says February 2. And then I checked my Zelda pre-order for Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, and that still says, like, December 29th, 2018. So I called them and was like, yo, is this coming on the 3rd, or is this not coming till 2018? And they were like, no, it's coming on the it's coming on the 3rd. Don't worry. So I said, you know what, just to be safe, I'm going to cancel the order, and I'm going to pre-order my Zelda, and that's what I did. Because I don't want.
I'm scared I'm not going to get my collector's edition of Persona now.
I'm not canceling my Persona. Fuck that.
I had like 3 on pre-order at one point. Decided to keep the most recent one.
There you go.
The Prime membership. And if they fuck it up, they're gonna learn tonight.
Yep, exactly. That's how I feel right now about my Persona collector.
Sassy Hollow.
I'm gonna get sassy with them.
I have to go back to when they announced the collector's edition, because the day they announced it was the day I pre-ordered it on Amazon.
Oh, I pre-ordered it months later. Either way, I'd be like, you guys let me pre-order this, but it's not actually even a thing I can have. And I'm a fucking Prime membership, bitch.
You can still pre-order it though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's not the first time you can pre-order something, and then they're like, oh yeah, well we just take as many pre-orders as we can get, and whoever gets one gets one. I'm like, that's like the worst business motto ever. Like, who the hell's in charge over there? Who's making these decisions? That like, that shit's stupid. Like, I'm not a businessman, but I know that shit's stupid. Stop it. Stop being stupid. Speaking of stupid. There's some news in some news going on with the company being stupid.
Oh yeah, is it time?
Are we gonna talk about GameStop now?
Okay.
Talk about GameStop.
I think it's a good segue.
All right, Caleb, you're the news guy, so why don't you cover the news story, and then as someone who worked at GameStop for like 2.5 years, worked 3 districts, a bunch of stores.
It's great. I have a story too. I have a story from one of the guys that works at the EB downstairs from where I work. It's actually quite funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go ahead.
So go ahead, Caleb. What's the news story?
Yes. So the news story, which is broken by Kotaku, which makes me question it, but some people are responding and saying that it's legit. Is that GameStop has super shady practices when it comes to like pre-orders and used games, whereas even if they have like new copies, if the new copy happens to be on a sale and that makes it cheaper than the pre-owned copy, they will say they don't have new copies to try to push the pre-owned one, because that's where it sounds like that's where they make most of their money. So a lot of their business practices are based around things like that, where they'll say like the cheaper things literally aren't there to try to get you to buy the more expensive one. And apparently this is relatively common among a lot of different GameStops, and this is just how they do business, because that's just what they do. And a lot of people, obviously, there was a lot of backlash and fire over this. But Chris, why don't you fill us in from things on your end? You were a manager at one point for
Right.
GameStop
I
for
was a store
a
manager
while.
for a year. I will tell you right now that yes, corporate told me to do things like that. If a game was, say, a new copy of a game decided that it was going to be $30, and the used copy was, we'd never changed our system because the sale was only like 3 days long. We wouldn't drop the price of the used, so we would just tell people we didn't have it in stock. We were directed to do this by my district manager. I refused to do it. It's one of the reasons I got demoted as a store manager and stopped working at GameStop.
Mm.
Also, pre-orders were big. We had a scale. You had to, for your transactions, 15% had to be pre-order. 15% of your transactions had to include pre-orders. 5% needed to include the power-up rewards card,
Huh.
and 25% had to be pre-owned.
Was there anything regarding what's it called? The warranties?
We warranties were kind of new when I was a store manager,
Oh, okay.
but those three things drove us. Is what it was. It's considered the circle of life at GameStop. They come in, the customer comes in, pre-orders a game, goes home, plays that game, trades the game in, pre-orders the next game. That is the circle of life.
Circle of bullshit, really.
Right.
Circle.
And then we have that pre-owned game that we can then sell back to people, and it's all money in GameStop's pocket. There have been times where if a new release game had come out and it was either a semi-hot game, not like the big games, not Madden, not Call of Duty, but I mean like Persona 5 will probably be a semi-hot game. If you didn't pre-order it and we had a bunch of extra copies in the store, we were told to hide them for 4 days and tell people that we didn't have any in stock, and then try to talk to the person to find out what other games that were coming out that they were looking forward to get the pre-order in, which is really shady, in my opinion.
What are you talking about? That's a great business model. This is how you trust. This is build some great trust
Totally
foundations.
legit. Totally legit.
There was multiple times where we would tell people, no, we don't have a game in stock, just to get them to either pre-order something. We've told people that we don't have new consoles in stock multiple times, because if you sell a $300 console and you only have 6 hours for the week, that one $300 console as a new console will totally destroy your pre-owned numbers.
That's great. This is how you build trust.
So, like, if you
This
buy
is
a
great fundamentals.
Good business.
So, because the whole point of it is, depending on the amount of transactions, 25%. I think it's 30% when the last time I left GameStop, was 30% had to be pre-owned. So, which means that if you buy a $100 new console, I then have to somehow get people to buy $30 worth of pre-owned merchandise for me to hit my 30%. So now with a $300 console, I now need to sell $90 worth of pre-owned merchandise to hit my 30%. So a lot of times you'd be like, nah, we don't have a new console in stock, but we do have it used. Got a 1-week warranty. You should buy our warranty as well. Yay, GameStop.
That's great.
The biggest, most shitty thing that I think GameStop does, and this is across multiple stores, like I said, multiple districts, is the power-up rewards card. When I was store manager, it was the big thing that we were pushing. When I left GameStop, they had just come out with the credit card, so we had stopped pushing the power-up rewards card as much.
Oh, I heard about that stupid credit card.
But the power-up rewards card is $15. It gives you 15% more on trades, and gives you, or 10% more on trades, 50% off pre-owned games. I think that's how it works. So if you came in and traded me $50 worth of stuff, I would not tell you that the card costs $15. I would tell you that the card costs $10. Because you'd be making about $5, maybe $7.50, and I would just deduct that from the total amount of the card and just tell you that was the price of the card. And that was always the most shady bullshit that I'd gotten written up for multiple times when I worked at GameStop for doing it. For not doing it, for refusing to tell people, oh well, I'd be like, well, if you buy the card now, it's still $15, but because of the extra edition, it'd be like it's only costing this much. And because I'd say it that way, I'd get in a lot of trouble for saying that way. You're supposed to be like, nah, the card's $6 today because of all the stuff you're trading in. And I always thought that was some bullshit. But GameStop is a really shitty company to work for. It's a really shitty company to buy from. A lot of it is driven by district managers. When I worked in Monroe, New York Star, I had a manager named Art who called people that came in and that were gamers were the fucking losers. Did not play games, hated people that played video games, but he had been a store manager for like 20-something years.
Wow.
Yeah, because he
That's
got
good.
numbers. He got numbers.
He has his life in check. That's good.
Yeah. This is also the same guy that would, like, let people come, like, his friends come into the store while I was trying to count out registers at the end of the night. This is like 2 years ago. Yeah, it was pretty
Sounds
bad.
like a good time.
It was pretty bad.
Wow.
So I know a lot of people that are claiming or saying that their GameStop managers are coming out and speaking against the Kotaku article. From my experience, everything that Kotaku article includes is 100% true. From the bottom of my heart. I worked at GameStop store 1408. I've worked at 1477, and I've worked at 2572. Were my main stores. So I have no problem giving out that information at all.
What are they gonna do?
They can't do anything because I don't work there anymore.
You don't work there.
Yeah.
You're never gonna go back to that shithole.
No.
So like, I had a buddy who worked at EB Games here in Toronto, and he would always tell, like, he was like, oh dude, look, I got a new 3DS, and I was like, oh cool, when did you buy that? And he's like, I didn't buy it, I won it. And I was like, we won it? I'm like, wow, that's really nice of GameStop to like just give you a fucking system for free. And he was like, yeah, it's because our district had the most pre-orders. And I was like, what? What? Like, so like they have competitions, like make sure you scam as many people as humanly possible because you get free shit. And that's good. That's good business practice.
Good business practice.
Pokemon Platinum? What was the one before Platinum? Diamond and Pearl. When Diamond and Pearl came out, I was store manager at GameStop. We were the number 3 store with the most Pokemon pre-orders on the East Coast. I won 3 3DSs with like the special black with the Pokemon on it because of a pre-order competition. They do them all the time. Pre-order competitions happen constantly.
I don't understand why that's a thing. Because then it makes for bad customer service at the end of the day. Another story I have is one of the buddies that works at the store downstairs where I work. This story annoys me like so much, like to no end. So, you know how you have that DVD player and the TV that plays all the ads, and it's like just constantly playing ads, like looping ads for like upcoming games or new releases and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Jeff Keighley.
So they're with Jeff Keighley, yeah. So their DVD player broke. Okay. So the guy came up with the solution, and they had like some portable TV thing, and he put it on there, and the company was like, okay, great, but you guys still need to get a DVD player. So then the guy's obviously like, so are you gonna just like send us one? Like how do we get you guys to send us one? And they're like, oh no, you have to go get it yourself. So then I'm like, oh, they're going to send you to go get it. Oh, that's kind of cool. You can get a little trip while you're working. He's like, no, I have to do it on my own time. So then I was like, your own time? That sounds very odd that they're asking you to do this on your own time. So then I asked him, so they're giving you money to buy one, right? And they're like, no. I have to pay for it out of pocket, and they're not going to reimburse me.
Yep, that's GameStop.
And I was like, wow. And he had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I could not believe it. I was like, oh my god, dude. It's like so bad in every way. Like, what a shitty company. I've always known it was shitty, but
Yeah.
Damn. Also, my buddy got fired because they lost a copy of Dead Island. This was like 3 years ago. Dead Island was an old game at the time. It was like a $5 game or some shit at that point, and it got like mistaken in inventory, and so they blamed him for stealing it, and they just straight up fully fired him.
Yep. When they came in and did inventory on my store, when after I had left, and I was still shopping there, because the store manager that came in after me was this guy named John Santos, and he was awesome. He sold me my N64. He sold me my Dreamcast. He had been a manager for a really long time. When they did the inventory on my store, we were short like 4 Xbox 360s, 3 PS3s.
Damn, dude. What the fuck?
And a bunch of other shit. And I tried to explain to John that we had fired a guy that we called Pirate Brian, who had worked there for like maybe 2 weeks, because we caught him on camera walking out with the merchandise. And we fired him. I called LP. LP came in. LP fired him. And that our district at the time was this guy named Bob Knapp, who ended up getting arrested for sexual harassment and fired for it. He never updated our inventory, because I wasn't allowed to update inventory for an LP reason. Like, I could update if we were missing like a game or 2 games or 4 games or whatever the fuck we were missing. But I wasn't allowed to update that much inventory. And then like a week and a half, 2 weeks later was when I was told, hey, we're demoting you down to like a peon, which is called a game advisor. John's coming in to take the store. We don't think you're running the store very well, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, I quit. The last thing I want to say about this whole Kotaku thing with the managers coming out and speaking out and saying, oh, well, it's not true. Just to give everybody a little bit of inside baseball here, as a manager, store manager, district manager, if you hit your numbers in a quarter, you get a very large bonus. A very large bonus. And it would kind of help out the managers if you, the general public, didn't know about the shit that happens behind the scenes. It would help their numbers, keep you going there and being like, no, they actually don't have it in stock. So just keep that in mind, that people that are speaking out that are claiming to be managers may be trying to be like, no, that's my bonus, shut the fuck up. Just FYI.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's
Great.
It's good, great time.
Is there nothing that like they can take to court? Like, this just like sounds like the shadiest business practice that should not be legal. Like, not even a little bit.
They can't do anything about it. It's because they're not. It's not like they're withholding a right. It's you're coming into their establishment and they're refusing the sale of something that they own. There's nothing legal that you can do about it. Nothing.
I thought if you just stop buying there and let them go under.
Right. Well, my big thing is people that still shop at GameStop are the people that haven't figured out Amazon Prime yet.
Oh yeah, as soon as we got Amazon Prime and I saw that we were actually getting the discount, because when Amazon Prime first came to Canada, we weren't getting the discount. And as soon as we got that, I immediately stopped buying it at GameStop, because why would I pay like almost $100 for a fucking game? Like, I was losing my mind because it was so expensive. And now it's not, so I'm okay.
Right. My thing is with Amazon Prime, I don't have to put pants on. Like
that too. Be like, wake up at 3 a.m. and be like, I want to buy a video game. Just buy a video game.
Right. Exactly.
Or and it comes in the morning, pretty much. Like, that's so good.
And I can pre-order like 30 games at the same time and not have to put any money down. I can cancel whenever I want.
Yep. Sometimes
So
I'll just go in and I'll just pre-order like 6 things, and I'll just be like, well, whatever.
Right. I've done that. I've pre-ordered a bunch of games, and then as more and more comes out about the game, I go, never mind.
Yeah, exactly. And then once you do buy, you get that really nice discount.
Yep.
Which is like, in this day and economy, it's fucking very, very welcome. Please.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I like the fact with Amazon Prime, I don't have the, oh man, I need to go to the midnight release. Oh man, I got it at midnight. Now I'm going to be up till 3 a.m. playing the game. It's like, nope, I don't even fucking worry about it. I'll go to sleep.
It
I wake up
home.
the next day, I go to work, I come home, I have a game sitting on my front porch, I go upstairs, and I have the rest of the evening to play.
Exactly.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
It's a great service. There was although did you guys hear about the issues with Amazon in I think it was Ireland or Scotland?
No, I don't
Wait.
fucking live in Ireland or Scotland. I don't give a fuck.
There's a there was a thing where they were saying like that they hired like I don't know like 10,000 employees there for the holiday season, so it was temporary employment, and they were being paid minimum wage, and they were apparently not given water, which I highly doubt is actually a thing. And people were furious about this. And I'm sitting here, like my coworkers were talking, and I were talking about this, and I told them like they gave 10,000 people who didn't have jobs, and they go, yeah, but they're being paid minimum wage for doing hard work, and I'm like, they didn't have jobs, they didn't have money, they were starving to death, perhaps almost, and now they're maybe not as much.
Right, it's not like they were making like 10 cents an hour to do like.
They were being paid legal minimum wage,
right.
And I'm like, and they're like, Amazon's a terrible company. I'm like, no, Amazon's not a terrible company. Amazon
actually is a terrible company.
Well, I mean, it's not the greatest company, but it's not a bad company.
It's not Walmart.
They're run pretty poorly as far as like, I mean, they don't have necessarily like slave labor practices, but they're pretty fucking close from what I hear of like corporate. I'm just putting my 2 cents in there.
I have a buddy that worked at UPS. He made minimum wage, worked 8 hours a day, and the only break he got was one 15-minute break before the trucks came in.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and that's how he ran every day for like 7 months, and it was him and like 40 other people. They unloaded and loaded trucks. They got one 15-minute break for 8 hours. So, you don't really want to look behind the curtain with a lot of the way that shipping and mail and shit happens. They treat most of their employees like shit.
It's a job, regardless.
Yeah, it's a job. Like
yeah, these guys were freaking out, and they're like, "Oh, they had to drive really far." I'm like, "Well, that's you don't have a job."
Fucking
sometimes.
Dawn's been unemployed since last March. She just got a job recently, and she hates her fucking job, but she goes when she has hours because it's money.
Yeah. Yeah, when you don't have a job is a job. If you need money, you fucking...
job is a job is a job is a job.
Right.
The band? The band?
For the band.
Well, Caleb, if you were an SJW, you'd have to boycott Amazon right now because they carry Ivanka's Trump's shoes and handbags on their site, by the way.
How dare they? Scumbags, I tell you. Total scumbags.
Oh, Ivanka. Hashtag save Ivanka.
Yeah. So, but if you were an SJW, you'd have to boycott Amazon right now because don't you know Trump's the devil?
Would I if I was an SJW? I don't know.
You're clearly not an SJW.
I feel like that's putting people in boxes, man.
Because she's related, she's automatically also the devil. That's just how it works.
Yep, that's how it works.
I feel like most people who hate him feel sorry for her, honestly.
That's the way I would think of it, but apparently, like...
Because it seems like they legitimately have a super shitty marriage. And she kind of just smiles and takes it because he's Trump.
Excuse me.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
No, let's not talk about Trump.
Alright, so what's next on
the Trump card?
Caleb, news.
What's up? Lots of games are coming out. Lots of good games are coming out. Lots of indie games, lots of every kind of games. You guys like games?
I love games.
There's a fucking game for you. Neo just came out this week, which is Dark Souls with like the medieval samurai flavor, and it's getting super good reviews. So that's awesome.
From everybody that I've talked to that's played it is just saying like, "Oh, it's just Dark Souls, but you're a samurai."
See, that's not a bad thing at all, actually. That's a compliment, I feel like. But I also heard that I've heard that there's actually surprisingly more variety in the builds you can make, even more than Dark Souls, which is shocking.
Yeah, that blows my mind a little bit.
But yeah, because apparently it has like a super in-depth magic system that allows for like tons of different builds that are way more complex than Dark Souls magic systems, in addition to all the melee stuff, which is super crazy. But apparently it has like a super heavy hand. It's not like Dark Souls where there's like no story and it just lets you go and you have to figure things out. It has a very heavy-handed tutorial and story, and the entire game is quest-based. So the story is telling you where to go and what to do and everything. So it holds your hand on the story and like the plot perspective.
That turns me off about that game.
Does it really?
Yeah.
I kind of thought so too. A lot of people were like, I like being told what to do, but I'm like, I feel like if you have a super hard game with super hard combat and the whole idea is like your journey and customizing your character, I feel like that kind of, I don't want to be told what to do. Like
my thing is, if Bloodborne had like this straight up hardcore, this is where you go, this is what you do storytelling mode, I don't think I'd like that game nearly as much as I do.
I would agree. And I didn't really say much to the people who were talking about it on like forums and stuff, because like everyone is super hype on that, and I was kind of confused. They wanted a super heavy-handed story, but I don't know.
Like, I think my favorite thing about Bloodborne is the multiple stories that me, you, and Hollow, that me, you, and Hollow were able to tell about the different things we did at the beginning of the game and where we got to and where we went and how we did this and how we did other things. And it was kind of like we were all playing the same game, but we all kind of did things differently. And it was kind of like each of our characters had its own story. It's another reason that I like talking about The Witcher 3 with you guys is because that game was big open world giant story, but we all got to kind of experience it in our own way.
Yes.
And that's what I really... I love games like that. Those are my favorite games. It's like Skyrim and Witcher 3 and Bloodborne and...
Witcher 3 did have a... Well... So Witcher 3 did have a very like mission-based story, but you never had to go anywhere or do anything at any given point unless you wanted to.
Right.
So it was like, at the same time, it still felt very free. And there was like, literally like 80% of that game is side quests. You can do the story and it probably won't take you that long. But that's the point.
I'm not just talking about the side quest stuff and that I'm...
Oh no, I'm just saying that the way it's built... that even though the story is kind of heavy-handed, there's still a ton of freedom because there's so many other quests you can do at any time.
Right.
As opposed to like this game where it sounds like it's a story and it tells you where to go and what to do. It's not a side quest designed game. It's just Dark Souls, but it tells you where to go.
Right.
Which is what, we're on the same page here.
Yeah, we're definitely on the same page here. But a lot of people give me crap because I don't feel the same way about like Grand Theft Auto. And one of my big things with Grand Theft Auto is... they give you this big open sandbox to play in, but they very much drive you to the next objective.
Yeah, very...
It's a game about driving, so there's gonna be...
But I mean, like...
they're gonna drive you.
Stealing cars to drive and shit.
What I'm saying is that they kind of push you in the direction of the next objective. Like, hey, now you're over in this area, explore that for a little bit, but then go do the next quest. Like, make sure you go do the next mission.
And that was one of the big things that honestly turned me off about GTA 4 and why I never even played 5. Or no, I played it for like 30 minutes just because a friend had it and it looked kind of fun. But this whole point, like, I don't think Rockstar's stories are actually very good. I think they're kind of crappy. And then like GTA 4 had like this story that was trying to be really serious and stuff. And then all these stupid friends you had to play with and do stuff with, and I just wanted to fucking go run over stuff. And that's one of the reasons I didn't like it. But yeah,
it's that reason exactly that I like GTA Vice City the best.
Vice City's so good.
Yeah, it's just because it was the one game that the story was interesting for once
yes.
in a GTA game, and it didn't like push you to go to the next, constantly keep going to the next area. You had like a bunch of little weird things to do in each little area, and you could explore and check stuff out. And it was just, I like the 80s. I like just driving around listening to the music. And
yeah, and I think at one point the story is literally just like, go do stuff, go figure out businesses and go buy them, go do what you want for a while.
Yep.
And like that is the story objective, which is great.
Don't care that it ripped off Scarface.
I wouldn't say it. Oh, do people say that it ripped off Scarface?
Oh, it totally ripped off Scarface.
I mean, all of the original GTA games, they didn't rip off, but like they borrowed heavily from a lot of like gangster movies. Just like Resident Evil 7, I wouldn't say it ripped off Evil Dead, even though it has like a ton of references.
More
Um,
references. Unless you're really into Evil Dead, you will not get half of the references in Resident Evil 7.
I felt like if you're a fan of Resident Evil 2, you can spot them, or if you're a fan of Evil Dead 2, you can cut down the whole game from like
Yes.
stuff here. But I guess not as many people are Evil Dead 2 fans.
Evil Dead 2 is the better one. It's the comedy one.
Evil Dead 2 is the best one. It's my
Um,
favorite.
I like the
I
first one
haven't
because I like
watched
horror
those.
movies.
Was that how?
I haven't watched those.
Oh my god. Oh.
I'm that guy.
Well, that's okay. I mean, they're kind of cool classics. So
I think I have the first one on Blu-ray. I have not gone around to watching it. Probably should, eh?
Don't watch the first one. Just watch the second one.
I
Why?
would say I
Because
like
the second
first
one is pretty much a remake of the first one.
The first one is a legitimately dark and fucked up horror movie.
Yes, it is.
It has its own funky sense of humor, and it's kind of funny, dark in places, but it's very much a horror movie. The second one, the first 10 minutes of the second one are kind of a recap of the first one, and then it goes entirely up its own butthole.
Yes.
In the best way possible, and it's the most fucking bonkers movie you'll ever watch. But it's
Just
so
the
it's so
most.
funny.
Mini Evil
It's
Ash. That's all I have to
so
say.
Oh yeah, it doesn't, like, literally halfway through the movie, it stops giving a shit about trying to make sense, and it just goes off in a crazy direction.
It totally makes sense. Come on, Necronomicon, Deadites. That's all you need to know.
Dancing with the lamp and all that shit. It's so dumb, but it's my favorite. That movie has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Have you seen the remake?
I did, but I saw it in like a crappy. I saw it online in like a crappy bootleg form, so I don't think I really got a chance to appreciate it enough. I thought it was okay.
It's not terrible.
but-
It's not terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you like Evil Dead, you catch a lot of the references. Like, it's the same cabin, and oh look, Ash's car is still there.
Is it really?
Yeah, Ash's little yellow fucking gremlin thing is still
Yeah.
sitting next to the cabin. It's amazing.
Where there's the whole ending that leads directly into
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
yeah, Ash shows up after the credits and then leads into the Ash vs Evil Dead.
Yep.
But it's good. It's good
You
stuff.
should watch that show too.
I should watch that. I keep meaning to watch that.
Show's really good. I can't watch it around my brother-in-law because he doesn't like the blood. Yeah.
So much blood.
There's a ton of blood in that show. All right, what else we got to talk about? I heard something about ancient items.
Oh, right. Diablo. They're finally, after, jeez, I can't remember the last time they did an update, to be honest. They're finally making another update. They just opened up the PTR and they've released ancient items. So it's like, an ancient item is like a better item than a normal item. And the ancient items are a better item of an ancient item. Right? Makes sense. And so the chances of getting an ancient item are like 1% apparently. So like usually you have a 10% chance of getting an ancient item when you open an item.
Right. When you open a container. Yeah.
Yeah. Or no, when you identify an item.
Identify,
that's what it was.
right.
Yeah. So it's a 10% chance on that already 10% chance. So
Wait, I thought you said it was a 1% chance on that 10% chance.
it comes down to about a 1% chance
Okay.
of getting an ancient because you have to get the ancient. It has to roll. Supposedly, it has to roll ancient, and then it will basically just roll more ancient. That's what people said. I don't know how true it is, but whatever. Apparently, they're like super rare.
So why don't they just create a new rarity item?
That is a new rarity.
I mean, like a new color rarity.
Well, the border is red.
Yeah, so why didn't they just make red items?
I don't because then it would be confusing. Because it's the same items you can already get.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I feel like Blizzard's being lazy here.
Oh, they probably are. Yeah.
I'm like, why not just
Well,
create?
they have like a minuscule development team at this point. Like, they're adding armory, so you can basically make like a bunch of builds, save them, and then change on the go.
Okay.
Right. So that way you don't have to re-equip everything. So you leave everything in your stash, and then if, let's say, you want to play a different build or a different set, you can just click a button, and it'll just automatically change all your items for you.
Okay, that's cool.
You no longer need to... And that was created by one dude. Literally, they at one point, the Diablo team was like, all right, we're not doing anything for a little while, just do whatever the hell you want. And this guy, like, took an afternoon and came up with the armory. And so, like, their team is extremely small, like, very, very tiny team. Like, teeny Teen Titans or something. That's their team.
Are we getting... Whatever happened to the Necromancer? I thought he was supposed to be coming.
Yes, so that's some point, like, July, I think, or June. Something along those lines, like, mid-year. Maybe September. That's going to be a while, I think, from what I recall.
Now, is that basically is that an update, or is that DLC?
Paid DLC.
That's paid DLC.
Yes, you have to give them money for it.
So it's an expansion.
I wouldn't call it an expansion, because an expansion would mean that there's actual more content. There's not going to be more content. It's literally just going to be the character.
Are they charging me $30 for this fucking character?
Actually, it's funny enough. Someone just logged on and asked me that exact question. No, it's rumored that it's going to cost, according to previous Blizzard pricing, anywhere between the realms of $10 to $15.
So half an expansion.
Half an expansion, yeah.
For one new character class.
One new character class, a bunch of items, and well, I'm assuming maybe they'll just add a new zone for this character, kind of like tell a story, kind of like they did with the cube and all that shit. But honestly, like, who cares about that, right?
Are we ever going to get a second expansion for this game?
Probably highly unlikely. Although I feel like they should, because the game's doing all right. Like, people play it. They just need to add a little bit more longevity. Like, this is the reason why they're adding ancient items, because it's too easy to gear up. Someone who's decent at the game and knows how to gear up quickly and is playing with a party can gear up in, like, a day, like less than 20 hours worth of playtime,
right.
Like fully gear a character.
Yeah.
Like ancient weapon, ancient stuff, but not all ancient and not perfect items, but good enough to, like, do end game, and then, like, you hit that wall where it starts becoming really, really grindy. So I guess they want to kind of try to.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's where they want to move away from.
I wish they'd give us more incentive to do, like, the quests. I really wish that they'd give us more incentive to do those.
The bounties?
Yeah, the bounties.
Oh, well, you need to do those to re-roll your items. It's mandatory. That's what I'm doing right now, actually. I just need to spam the shit out of them. Because, like, if you want to get all ancient items, you just have to keep re-rolling your items over and over again. So that's where I'm at. I don't know. I'm having fun with this build. It's probably going to get boring by the end of this weekend, and I'll probably stop playing, but
I still like my monk. I play a build of a monk on PS4 that nobody else plays, and everybody's like, oh, your monk build. Why do you play that build? And I'm like, because look at how fast I can kill things.
See, I built the monk this season, and I fucking hate it. I built the Tempest Rush monk, and it was... No. It wasn't very good.
I play Way of 100 Fist monk.
Way of 100 Fists?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
And then I tried to build the meta monk build to do, like, Greater Rift, like 80 and 90 and or like 100. And that build that's way too hard to play efficient. Like, it's not worth it.
I'm running 70s right now, no problem on PS4.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
I want to break 70. I can't break 70. I just barely beat 70. But I want to break 70 with my monk. So
it's hard when you have to get close, because at that point the shit's doing so much damage. You just die in one hit to, like, pretty much everything.
Kind of. If you don't know what you're doing, dashing strike is your best friend.
No, it's not even that. Like, if you get close to punch something, it's gonna punch you back, and it's just gonna do way more damage than you can heal, or than you have health for the most part.
Right, which is, like I said, dashing strike is your best friend for the most part at that point. Because you don't actually have to stand next to people. Like, you're never in close proximity to
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I did
2 dashing strikes kill most elites at that level.
at 70.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
not bad. Anyways,
what else is going on? Caleb, what else is going on?
On news and stuff?
Yeah, news and stuff.
Yeah, so River City Ransom Underground is actually due out in a month for anybody who is interested.
is that
I think
the
people should be.
3DS game they released a while back?
No, that is... I think that's a remake of River City? Or is that River City 2? River City Ransom Underground is a Kickstarted game that's basically like... it's basically like River City meets Yakuza. So it's a complete remaking of... It's technically a sequel of the original River City, but nobody has the rights to River City anymore, technically.
So anyone can make River City?
So it was a Kickstarted sequel where there's like 8 different characters and there's a fully realized like side-scrolling city to explore and like tons of side quests and like tons of different fighting styles for your character and like a super in-depth combat system. It's just River City Ransom taken to like the billionth degree in every way, and it looks fucking fantastic. And it's going to be available on, I think, PS4 and Steam when it drops in a month.
Oh, interesting. I did not even know this was a thing.
No, either did I.
I showed it to Chris like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago.
2 years ago.
3 years ago when they first kickstarted it, and he was like, "Yeah, it looks pretty cool." And then we both forgot about it. But now I'm seeing it again because they released the trailer and they're like, "Yeah, it comes out February 27th." Looks great. Speaking of next gen remakes of NES style games, Mega Man 2.5D actually just came out for free online. Do you guys know what that is or heard about that?
No.
I have not either until I saw the trailer today. But it's a free downloadable version that's basically like it is a fully remade and updated version of Mega Man 2 that is in 2.5D, so it's technically side-scrolling, but it looks 3D and you can like rotate the camera a little bit. And there's like extra characters and bosses and powers and everything, but it's all built off of Mega Man 2, like originally.
You've never heard of this, Chris?
No, which is weird because I'm usually really up on...
You're a Mega Man guy.
Yeah, most things Capcom Mega Man.
Well, this is free. This is a fan game. And,
it's fan-made. Okay.
So anybody can go download it right now, so people should go download it before it gets a cease and desist, if it will, which is possible. But it looks really great, so that's cool. Neo just came out. Gravity Rush 2... Well, Gravity Rush 2 isn't coming out for a little while, I think. Or maybe it just came out.
Is Cuphead coming out anytime soon?
I have no idea. That's a good question.
What?
Cuphead.
Dragonhead...
Cuphead, yeah.
Dragon Warrior 8 came... no release date for Cuphead. Still nothing. Just says 2017.
Christ, man, I've seen people fucking playing that game like 3 years ago at Fan Expo. This shit's done. Like
I've seen
it's
that
not
game
like that.
Every PAX I've been to.
Yeah, it's not like that game is complicated. Like the mechanics are the same for every fucking level. So what the hell are they? What the hell's the problem? That game looked really cool too.
Tales of Berseria is out and it's getting pretty good reviews. Which is good.
Yeah, where's your copy, Hollow?
I wouldn't know. I don't know. Like apparently I don't. Probably I never bought this game. It's not a thing.
All right. Resident Evil 7 is selling pretty well, but not super well. So if you guys want to convince Capcom to do original things and make good games, again, you should buy it because it's really good. So
good speech, Caleb.
They came out with the sales and they were like, they're pretty good, but they could be better. And they need this game to be good for people to convince them to actually make unique games again. So, especially for Resident Evil. So, buy it. Go be
or don't buy it. Just let they release Resident Evil 2 HD.
Oh God, they're gonna do that too. We're gonna buy that.
Yes, we are.
Horizon Zero Dawn has gone gold, by the way. So that's coming up
That I'm
soon.
stoked for.
That's
Yes,
a
that I'm
good
stoked
game.
for. Every time I see that game, I'm just like, this game looks really cool. I hope it's gonna be good.
4 weeks away. I gotten into online arguments with people because they're like, "Oh, Horizon Zero Dawn, it's the next
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. I was burnt on No Man's Sky. I'm not trusting this."
There's nothing similar between the two games.
No. Like, I think he's trying to say like the whole like, oh, look at this game, how hyped it is, but it's not going to be very good, type of thing. Which I don't know. Like, I'm believing this one. Like you can kind of tell when a game's going to be shitty, and you can kind of tell when it's going to be awesome. Obviously, sometimes that backfires, but
I think Horizon's going to be amazing, but so many people are like, I was burnt on The Order and I was burnt on No Man's Sky, so fuck Sony and their exclusives. They lie about everything.
I think this may not be like the greatest game of all time, but I have a feeling it's going to be like a solid like 9, 8.5.
I hope so.
I think it's just going to be a solid game. I think, like, every time I see the game, I get like this tingly feeling that this game's going to be really fucking badass.
Yeah.
I can't be wrong, can it?
You're usually not wrong, which is something I that's one of the reasons I value your opinion as much as I do, Mr. Hollowblade. Is because you're usually not wrong about games. So
I called No Man's Sky, and you convinced me. I was like, all right, maybe I'm wrong. I wasn't wrong. I was very right. That's okay. Sometimes shit happens.
yeah, you were also very right about Persona 4 Golden.
Being like the greatest game of all time.
Yeah. Because how I gave you shit for like 3 months about that game because it's all you ever talked about.
Yeah, shit was hype.
Shit was hype.
Shit was hype. It was really good.
There's this guy from work who I was telling about Final Fantasy X. How Final Fantasy X is like the best game ever, and he was like, I don't know, I guess. And he bought it, and this motherfucker will not shut the hell up about it now. And I'm almost to the point where I'm like, please stop talking. Like, I don't care. Like, stop it. But I transformed another.
I went to turn on my Vita last night because I wanted to play some Final Fantasy X, and my Vita had completely died. I had to charge it for 3 hours before it would turn back on.
Holy crap.
Like, it was completely dead.
Damn. That's a dead Vita, dude.
I thought it was broken. I was like, why isn't it turning on? You best turn on. I've only played you like twice since I bought you. Let's go.
Didn't your screen break and everything, too?
Yeah, that was on the old one. That was the one that I traded
Oh,
in
this is twice since you got this new one.
Yeah, since I've gotten the new one.
I want to get another Vita, just in case. Those things are extremely hard to find. Did you guys know they could totally stop manufacturing them in North America?
No, I didn't.
They're like, it's impossible to find a new Vita now. It just does not exist.
That's crazy.
Like,
So
I don't know.
buy a refurbed one.
Yeah, but like, I wanted a new one.
The refurbed one I bought off of Amazon was fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, it'll be fine. I was just, like, kind of shocked, because I was like, I'm going to try to find a new Vita, and I've been looking, and I've gone to, like, retro stores and everything, and even the retro stores don't have anything for the Vita. I'm like, damn, dude, this, like, these games are going to start costing, like, $400 a game, because, like, this shit's, like, rarer than, like, any Super NES game that's, like, rare to find. Like, fuck is this? Like, why is the Vita so hard to find?
It's one of the main reasons that I held on to all my physical copies of games that I had for the Vita.
It's the main reason why I fucking started collecting for it, because the moment I saw this console and the moment I saw people talking shit about it, I was like, you guys are fucking idiots. I'm just gonna buy all the games, and then my collection's gonna be worth a shitload of money.
But Titan Souls is free right now. And
is that the free game? Yeah, that game is sweet.
I just started playing that today. That game's fucking hard.
It game's really hard.
Titan Souls is pretty rough.
I only killed the first boss.
I killed the first 3 or 4.
I just got to the second area. I'm fighting a giant snake thing under ice.
Snake thing under ice. I played that like 2 years ago. I barely remember what
it's in the second area.
Okay.
How many bosses have you killed?
4.
Damn, that's like 3 more than I have.
Yeah. Well, the thing was that I learned about that game very quickly is you don't really aim your when you're shooting your arrow. You don't really like if you hit it, that's cool. But the mechanic of fucking around and making it hit it as it comes back to you is a much easier way to play that game.
It's part of the techniques you have to learn is the pullback hit.
The pull out.
The pull out, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have good pull out strategy. Holland knows all about that pull out.
You really don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah, that's why he's got 3 kids.
Mm-hmm. I learned from experience.
Yep. Oh, yo, did you see that chick that gave birth to 11 babies?
What?
Ew, what? No.
Yeah, some chick gave birth to 11 babies.
I'm not saying it's aliens.
Has science gone
But
too
it's
far?
Hold on. I'm going to share this with you. Dawn was scrolling through Facebook.
Okay.
11 babies. Fuck's sakes. You're not a rabbit. Is she a
And
rabbit?
she looks
Is
like
it actually a rabbit?
She looks like a fucking boomer.
Yeah, I imagine. Do I
No,
wanna
she's
see
one of
this?
those fat things from. She's one of the big things from Diablo. When you kill them, all the snakes or the little things come out.
Yeah, that's what she looks like. Like here, hold on. Here's the image search for it.
Oh, geez.
It's the first 2 images is her and her 11 babies. Oh, without
that's-
C-section.
Ew. Why?
Just one at a time.
How
just-
do you survive?
One at a time.
Kill
This
it with
one lady-
fire.
This one lady that I worked with at my first job with the bank had 4 at once.
That's rough.
But I thought that was rough. But damn,
That itself
11,
is rough. Yeah.
11, Caleb, 11.
11. Should never. I don't know why you would go forward with that.
Yeah,
The one time
she looks like a
abortion-
fucking boomer. She looks like a boomer.
That has to have been. That has to have been some super intense. Some like super intense.
What if she just
Fertilization
didn't-
drugs, yeah.
Yeah.
No, she was
Some
pregnant.
drugs. What if what?
She just didn't know she was pregnant.
Well, then her life is done. Forever. On accident.
On accident. All right, guys, let's wrap up. If you guys want to get in touch with us, send us an email to podcast@gamingdeath.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/gamingdeath. Make sure you guys come and listen to us live every Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9:30ish. Twitch.tv/gamingdeath. If you're not listening to us live, that means you're listening to us on an RSS feed. So that's iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play.
Welcome.
Make sure you guys rate and review us on whatever podcast listening service you use. Get us
Rate
up
and
there in ranks.
Up the
Please get us up there in ranks.
Yeah, get us up there in ranks.
Please, sir.
Please,
We
sir.
have some more ranks.
And
More.
and make sure you guys tell your friends about the Game of Death podcast and how fucking sweet we are.
we're all right. It's fine.
We're all right, you know.
I know that there's about 500 of you out there, and most of you guys think we're fucking awesome and think that we're one of the best podcasts out there. So because you guys tell us all the time in fucking emails, so tell your fucking friends about us, so that that 500 can become 5,000, and we can compete with some of the big boys.
My mom
Let's
says
get it
I'm
to be
weird.
500,000.
500,000 would be
And then
probably the most
1,000.
popular podcast on the internet.
And
Yeah,
then
you
we
ooh,
could we could have a small army.
500,000
Go minions!
is a
Do
little
my
bit,
bidding, minions!
is a little bit bigger than
Go
a small army.
minions.
But we love you guys. But that's going to do it for tonight. I'm Chris.
I'm Don. Hey, Don. Hi.
Last of Us just got a permanent $20 price drop.
Boom. News.
So just thought I'd say that before we go. Oh,
Guys, remember,
Kyle, I
don't
guess.
spend the $20 on that. You minus
Don't.
like, even if it's $20 to a $20 price drop, that's still $20 on shit.
You could buy a lot of coffee with that. Trust me.
No, Last
it's much
Guardian
better
looks really good, actually. It looks like a really good
Oh,
game.
it's Last Guardian. You said The Last of Us.
Oh, no. Last Guardian. Oh, God, no. No. The Last Guardian. It's $40. Everywhere. It literally just got a $20 price drop everywhere. Amazon, PSN, find it wherever you want. Just buy it. It's good stuff.
Have you played it?
No, but I've seen a lot of gameplay videos of people playing it. I had a lot of free time over the weekend.
That's
right?
reassuring, Caleb.
No,
That's...
I saw like 2 hours of an LP that looked pretty cool. It's
I
very,
saw
if
a
you like
clip
Ico
where-
and you like Shadow of the Colossus, you will like this game.
And if you like PS2
graphics,
graphics.
got thrown off a ledge because the stupid dog thing turned awkwardly and just flung him to his doom.
I saw that too.
It looks good. It's fine.
This is fine. No, working as intended. This is good.
Working as intended. Stupid dog.
I'm sorry, I'd have to give that a 4 out of 10. Too much dog.
You know, Witcher 3 Complete is also on sale for $50.
Yeah, you should buy that.
That is literally worth $50.
That's fine. That looks like a PS4 game.
Have a good night, guys.
Guys.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, you said The Last of Us, so I'm sitting here going. I'm sitting here
don't
going.
endorse that.
Why the fuck would I spend $20 on The Last of Us?
Oh, I gotta poop again.
I'd rather wipe my ass with a $20 bill.
Well, Caleb's about to do that.
What? No.
You said you had to poop again.
Caleb wipes his ass with $20 bills because he lives in San Francisco.
No, I meant that I was so upset about saying The Last of Us that I got my dysentery back.
Oh.
It was that joke.
I didn't get it either.
That's okay.
Sorry, Caleb. Hopefully you get better, friend.
Man, I died of
Actually, I pooped a lot too in the last 2 days. I don't know what's going on.
Bye, chat.